Dobar dan, dragi sedmaci. Welcome to our TV class of English. I hope you are fine and healthy. My name is Taњa Radovиć, and I will be your teacher today. In this class, we are going to learn how to express measures and prices. Then, we are going to revise quantifiers. After that, we are going to talk how we express opinion, agreement, and disagreement. And finally, we are going to learn question tags. For this class, you will need a notebook and a pencil. I hope that you all know that people in the UK and in the USA are celebrating Christmas tomorrow. So, the topic of our conversation will be Christmas shopping. Do you like shopping? Of course you do. What do people buy for Christmas? Well, all kinds of things, but presents are the most important. And, of course, food and drinks. Let's see what we are going to buy. When we talk about food, we always have to express how much food we take. So, we use different measurements. Sometimes, the measurements depend on how the items are packed or served. For example, we can say a bottle of milk, a glass of water, a packet of crisps, or a can of Coke. But we can also use the standard measurements such as a liter, a kilogram, a gram. Now, your task is to fill in the gaps with the possible answers, taking care what measurements can be used in each case. Please take your pencils and write the words in your notebooks. Are you ready to check the exercise? Okay. Can I have half a kilogram of meat, please? Here, cheese or potatoes are also possible. I need a bottle of cooking oil. 2 pounds of potatoes for me, please. A liter of juice, please. Can I have 300 grams of cheese, please? I'd like a can of sardines. Could I have a bar of chocolate, please? 3 packets of peanuts, please. Could you give me 2 loaves of bread? And please add a dozen of eggs. Do you know what a dozen is? It means 12. You have probably noticed that in the UK and even more in the USA, they use some other measurement units which are different from a kilogram, a liter, a meter. They are called the imperial units, and now we are going to mention some of them. If you're not familiar with them, you have to check their values compared to metric units of measurement in order to avoid misunderstanding. In this chart, you can see that they use feet and inches instead of a meter, a pound and an ounce for mass, gallons and pints for volume, square feet instead of square meters, minutes and hours instead of seconds, and they measure temperature in degrees Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. You don't have to memorize the values, but now we are going to practice what we measure with the following imperial units of measurement. Try to match. Let's see. A foot is for length. A foot is 30.48 centimeters. Gallons are for volume. Pints are for volume too. Inches are used for length. They equal 2.45 centimeters. Miles are for length as well. Pounds are used for mass. A pound weighs around 453 grams. A yard is for length and it has 91.44 centimeters. And an ounce is for mass. What you can see on the right-hand side are the metric symbols that are accepted in Europe and on other continents too. When we make questions about measurements, we often use the adjectives. Now, your task is to make questions for the given answers. Think carefully. Paul is 1.87 meters tall. The question is, how tall is Paul? He is 17 years old. The question is, how old is he? His house is 2 kilometers away from here. The question would be, how far is his house from here, or how far away is his house? His bike can go 50 kilometers an hour. How fast can his bike go? It's 25 degrees Celsius. How hot is it? Or we can ask, what's the temperature outside? When we talk about quantity, we can also use different quantifiers. You have learned them earlier, but let's just revise them now. We use how much and how many to make questions. We use all, no, some, any, a lot of, lots of, more, and less with countable and uncountable nouns. We use many, both, either, neither, a few, few with countable nouns. We use much, a little, or little, and a bit of only with uncountable nouns. And we use the colloquial forms loads of, tons on with countable and uncountable nouns. Now, your task is to circle the correct quantifier. Write the answers in your notebook, please. Shall we check? I'm sorry, but there is no milk in the fridge. Would you like coffee or tea? Either will be fine for me. Either meaning any of the two. If you want to lose weight, maybe you should eat less chocolate. If you want to help me make dinner, you can peel some potatoes. I have little money in my purse. I can't buy anything. Little meaning almost no money at all. Just a little milk in my tea, please. You have been excellent. Now let's go back to Christmas shopping. Your friends from Kraljevo, Una, Miona, Dimitrije, and Paul are talking about Christmas shopping. Listen to the conversation and pay attention to how they express prices in English.
Hi boys, where are you going?
We are going to the shopping mall. We have to buy some more presents for Christmas. There is not much time left though. What about you?
My aunt and uncle are coming from Leeds tomorrow, so I need to buy some food. Mom is busy. Miona is helping me. Oh, I had almost forgotten to buy a Christmas present for my granny.
What does she like?
She adores reading books. I can get her a romantic story, can't I?
My granny prefers clothes. I'm going to buy a cardigan for her.
A cardigan? Isn't that too expensive?
No, I have seen one for £15. That's not much. She'll be very happy to have it. What about you? Have you already finished your Christmas shopping, Una?
Yes, I did it 2 weeks ago. I found wonderful things at a real bargain in the new trade center. You won't believe she paid only £10 for a pair of leather boots for her brother. And how much was a dark blue tie for your father? Only £6.40. However, the perfume for Mom was much more expensive. It cost £48.
That's a lot. How did you save so much money?
I didn't save it. My dad gave me to buy a nice present for Mom. What are you going to get?
My dad collects comics. I have found one he doesn't have. He'll be delighted.
Where did you find it? Was it expensive?
I found it on the internet. It was quite expensive for a comic, £12.50, but it's limited edition. Now I'm looking for a present for my mom. I'm sure she will like some new makeup.
Definitely. Come with us. I'll show you where you can buy the best cosmetics.
That will be great, but don't you have to go to the supermarket with Una?
Don't worry, it's on the way there. Una, what are we going to buy? Well, my shopping list is rather long. I have to buy 2 loaves of bread, a bottle of French wine, half a kilogram of meat, 3 tins of tuna, a packet of mustard, a liter of milk, 2 chocolate bars, a packet of peanuts, and 6 pounds of flour.
Wow, too many things. You won't be able to carry all these things, will you? We can help you.
That's why I'm here. I'm her best friend, aren't I? Yes, you are, but we won't turn the boys down. Wait for us in front of the supermarket in half an hour, will you?
Of course. Let's go now, shall we? But first, show me where I can buy the makeup for my mom.
And please remind me to get a remote control car for my brother. He says it can go 40 kilometers an hour. I can't wait to try it, although it costs all the money I have saved up.
How much does it cost?
£78.40.
That's a fortune, isn't it?
Yes, but we all like Christmas, don't we?
Have you done your Christmas shopping? Are prices usually higher or lower at Christmas season? They are lower, of course. Now, let's see how much Una, Miona, Dimitrije, and Paul have paid for their Christmas presents and how they have expressed the prices. How much is the cardigan? The cardigan is £15. How much were the boots? They were only £10. How much does the comic cost? It cost £12.50. How much did the tie for Dad and the perfume for Mum cost? The tie cost £6.14 and the perfume was £48. What is the price of the remote control car? Its price is £78.40, or you can just say £78.40. On the left-hand side, you can see different ways to ask for prices. You can ask, how much is it, or how much are they for plural? How much does it cost, or what's the price? And you have probably noticed that Una said that she had bought her presents at a real bargain. What's a bargain? It's when the prices are very low. There are different words to say that. A sale, a bargain of the week, a big sale. You know what Black Friday is, discounts. And you all know what it means when something is 50% off. It means that it is 50% lower price. However, our friends Miona and Paul are not talking only about shopping. They are also talking about a perfect school, because their wish for the new year is to have a better school in the future. Let's see Miona's ideas and Paul's comments on her statement. Your task is to think about Miona's suggestions and give your own comment of agreement or disagreement. Miona says, I'd like to wear a uniform. Paul says, I don't think that's a good idea. What about you? Would you like to wear a uniform? I'd like to choose the subjects I will learn at school. Paul says, I partly agree with you there. Would you like to choose your subjects? Miona says, I'd like more sporting events at school. I'm sure you would agree with that. Paul says, me too. I don't like when our teachers give too many tests. Paul says, neither do I. We should have more trips and excursions. Do you agree with that? Paul does. He says, definitely. There should be no marks. Paul says, I'm not so sure about that. Every school should have a swimming pool. Would you like to have a swimming pool at your school? Paul says, that's exactly what I think. And now we are going to see some expressions that are used to agree or disagree. If you agree with somebody, you can say, of course, you are absolutely right. Yes, I agree. I think so too. Exactly. Definitely. Absolutely. So do I. Neither do I. I agree with you completely. That's true. I'm of the same opinion. And if you disagree, you can say, I don't agree with you on that. I don't share the same opinion. I'm sorry to disagree with you, but yes, but don't you think? I'm not so sure about that. Sorry, but I disagree. I'm afraid that's not completely true. I don't think so. Of course, you have to remember to be very careful and polite when you do not agree with somebody. You can always say, sorry, or I'm afraid, before you disagree. And finally, let's learn how to use question tags. In the conversation of your four friends, you could hear that they used question tags a lot. Miona says, I can get her a romantic story, can't I? Then Paul says, You won't be able to carry all these things, will you? Miona says, I'm her best friend, aren't I? Then Una tells them, wait for us in front of the supermarket in half an hour, will you? And then they say, let's go now, shall we? That's a fortune, isn't it? And finally Paul says, yes, but we all like Christmas, don't we? But what are question tags? As you can see in this illustration, it's a question where you ask for agreement or confirmation. If your statement is positive, as in this example, you live in Spain, don't you? The tag is negative, don't you? If your statement is negative, you don't live in Spain, your question tag is positive, do you? So, we always use the inversion of the subject, which has to be in the form of a pronoun, and the auxiliary or the modal verb. Now, let's hear a short video how we form question tags.
A question tag is a short question at the end of a statement. For example, you are a student, aren't you? Aren't you is a question tag. You are creating a yes-no question at the end of your statement. In general, question tags are used when asking for agreement or confirmation. But we will see more about that in a moment. When using question tags, a positive statement is followed by a negative question tag. You are a student, aren't you? You are is positive, so the question tag needs to be negative. Aren't you? Notice how there is a comma at the end of the first statement. You are a student, comma. The question tag is formed by an auxiliary, a modal verb, or a form of the verb to be. In this case, it is a form of the verb to be. After this comes the subject pronoun, in this case, you. A negative statement is followed by a positive question tag. Mary isn't a teacher, is she? Mary isn't is negative, so the question tag needs to be positive. Is she? Mary isn't a teacher, is she? Notice how we don't repeat the noun Mary in the question tag. We use the subject pronoun she to avoid repetition. A subject pronoun is used to replace the subject in the statement.
Now, your task is to put tags to these sentences. Please take your pencils and write down the answers. Let's check the answers together. Una has already done her Christmas shopping, hasn't she? Here we have the present perfect tense, so the tag is hasn't she? You finished your Christmas shopping early, didn't you? In this sentence, we have the past simple tense, so the question tag is didn't you? Paul couldn't find his favorite chocolate, could he? This statement is negative, so we use a positive tag. It wasn't snowing outside, was it? The girls never come on time. Do they? This sentence is negative because it has never, so the tag is positive. Everybody likes getting presents. Don't they? When we have indefinite pronouns, like everybody, we use the personal pronoun they. Don't they? Let's buy some Christmas decorations. Shall we? When we have let's, we use shall we. Paul, bring me the bags. Will you? This is a request, so we use will you. I'm ready to open the box. Aren't I? I am has a strange question tag. Aren't I? And finally, the boys won't be late, will they? You have been very good with question tags. I'm sure you won't mind a short homework to practice them after this class. As you can see, it's a short letter to Santa Claus. Please fill in the missing parts using question tags. It goes like this. Dear Santa, I know you live so far from us, but you will visit us tonight. You can make all our wishes come true. Well, this year we all have only one wish. Please bring us a lot of good health and make the virus disappear. Rudolph is waiting for you. See you soon. I hope that Santa will read all your letters and fulfill all your wishes and bring a lot of love, happiness, and good health. Best wishes from me too. Stay safe and healthy. And I hope you will enjoy the Christmas song I have chosen for you. Goodbye.